do you remember?
Just moments, images. When I woke up, there was no one left.
Ash director swore this scene was cut, but we found it. What does it reveal about the ending? You won't believe your eyes. The film begins with a girl named Rhea shown floating in space. She wakes up in fear, confused and injured, with a wound on her head. The space station around her is in a deteriorated state, with warning alarms blaring and a system reset underway. She doesn't remember who she is, where she came from, or why she's there. Grabbing a torch, she proceeds to investigate that Rhea soon discovers the dead bodies of her crew members inside a cabin. Shaken, she continues moving until she reaches the gate of the space station. Outside, she steps onto an alien planet without a mask. It's snowing with mountains surrounding her, and she sees human corpses scattered around. As she ventures further, she notices her own shadow, but it vanishes when a strange pink and blue light engulfs the area, making it hard for her to breathe. She rushes back inside the station and, upon entry, experiences a vision from the past. Through this vision, we learn the planet is called Koi, nicknamed Ash by the crew. The vision ends, and in the present, Rhea implants a chip on her neck, which provides relief. After taking a bath, during which we see her body covered in blood, she continues to explore the space station. She finds a book about the shuttle and a video of herself, which helps her rediscover pieces of her identity. Suddenly, she hears a voice. Alarmed, she hides near the airlock and sees a man in a spacesuit approaching. Fearing he might be dangerous, she considers attacking him. But as he removes his helmet, he tells her that he is Brian, her partner, and a mission leader. That Brian explains that he came because Rhea had called for help, though she doesn't remember doing so. Seeing the chaos and the dead crew, Brian questions if Clark, their other crew member, was responsible. When Rhea doesn't respond, Brian insists that she had called him because Clark was a threat. He then lays Rhea on a bed and uses a robotic medical device to scan her body, while trying to remind her about their mission. That Brian reveals that Earth had become overpopulated, and they were sent to find a new habitable planet. This mission, their seventh, is humanity's last hope after 6 previous failures. The planet they landed on is Koi. Rhea, now curious about herself, asks Brian who she is. Brian dodges the question, saying she will remember eventually. That night, Rhea wakes up in fear and sees a half-dead, injured man, but he disappears instantly. She realizes she's hallucinating. The next morning, Rhea and Brian start moving the corpses of their fellow crew members to remove the stench from the space station. Clark's whereabouts remain unknown, and they speculate she might be outside. Brian believes if Clark is still alive, she'll have to return once her oxygen runs out. They are also reminded that their oxygen levels are dangerously low, and if they don't act soon, they could die too. As Rhea continues her search, she finds a blood-soaked pair of scissors. This triggers another vision, showing how one crew member attacked others with the scissors. Brian appears and warns her about a dangerous storm brewing outside. Rhea, meanwhile, begins to remember more about her past. Suddenly, alarms blare, and they discover the oxygen level is rapidly falling due to storm damage. Rhea manages to repair the breach, but they lose 30% of their oxygen, enough for just 10 more days that they decide they must leave to replenish their supplies. But Rhea refuses, believing Clark might still be alive. Brian grows furious and reminds her that he is the captain. Already mentally fragile, Rhea is frightened. To stabilize her, Brian gives her another chip implant. She then sleeps and dreams of her husband, another crew member. In her vision, they're on a different planet near a pit emitting powerful energy. Her husband warns her not to go near it. Upon waking, Rhea reviews old footage from their mission. On the first day, Brian had sent a team to investigate the planet, and they found a pit filled with an unnatural, glowing liquid. One crew member, while observing it, was attacked and killed by an energy blast from the pit. Rhea realizes from the footage that Brian knew how dangerous the planet was, but hid it from her to keep the mission going. She also understands that the chips he gave her weren't for healing. They were erasing her memories Determined to find Clark and uncover the truth, Rhea removes the chips. Doing so triggers another horrifying flashback. She had stabbed her husband with scissors because he had turned into something monstrous, seemingly controlled by the alien energy. Now she suspects Clark, too, might be possessed. When she tries to tell Brian, she runs into Clark herself, who has returned to the station that Rhea searches for Brian, only to find his dead body outside, clearly long deceased. She realizes the Brian she had been interacting with was an illusion. Before she can process it, Clark attacks her. Rhea fights back and ultimately kills Clark by flooding her helmet with water, causing her to suffocate. However, a scan reveals Clark had no infection, leaving Rhea confused, feeling unwell. Rhea tries to install the memory chips again, but sees no improvement. She decides to scan Brian's body to determine the time of death and discovers he died 51 hours ago from blunt force trauma. Just then, she hears someone entering the ship. It could be an alien. Cautiously, she checks and is shocked to see Brian alive. He tells her he's just a projection of her mind. Before she can react, he puts his fingers into her head wound, triggering another major flashback. In this flashback, we see their crew's arrival on Koi and the discovery of the strange pit. A crew member is killed by energy from the pit. Despite the danger, their mission continued. They discover a living parasite with both biological and metallic properties, essentially a robotic organism. Rhea begins experimenting with it. When she slices a piece off, it rapidly grows. Her husband witnesses this, but before he can react, the parasite enters his nose and takes control of him. Under its influence, her husband attacks Rhea, forcing her to kill him with scissors. The parasite then infects another crew member, who also becomes violent. Clark arrives just in time to save Rhea and calls Brian for help. But the infected man kills Brian with a blow to the head. Rhea sends Clark to safety while the infected man attempts to possess Rhea. She manages to kill him, but the parasite escapes and enters her through her head wound, causing her amnesia. Back in the present, the parasite explains everything. The Brian she saw was a hallucination created by the parasite. It claims humans destroyed Earth and now want to ruin Koi, so it intends to wipe them out. The parasite had manipulated Rhea and even killed Clark. Its kind can link with living beings and machines, allowing it to infiltrate the space station without being seen. Because it was inside Rhea all along, realizing the danger, Rhea performs surgery using the robotic device and removes the parasite from her head. But it immediately enters Brian's corpse and turns him into a terrifying monster. The monster attacks Rhea, and although it's much stronger than her, she uses a flame gun to kill it. Her mission has failed, but she must warn Earth. She sets the space station on course for home. As she departs, she remembers her fallen team. In the post-credit scene, it's revealed that although Rhea believes she's returning safely, the parasite has completely enveloped the space station. The aliens are now heading to Earth, signaling an impending catastrophe. The movie ends here, leaving viewers with a chilling final twist. Still confused about the ending? Don't worry, even the actors were. Let's argue about it below, and hit subscribe for more chaos. Thanks for watching.